A very good evening. I'm Abigail, bringing to you the Salesian news across the globe. The Don Bosco Salesian Provincial Conference of South Asia SPCSA Assembly is currently in progress from 1st to 3rd September 2020 via the virtual medium. Convoked under the leadership of SPCSA President Father Biju Michael, South Asia Regional Councillor, 40 Salesians are participating in this virtual assembly, including province delegates and South Asia sector and dimension coordinators apart from the provincials of the South Asia region. The first two booklets of the series, Vivere Don Bosco Percorsi di Visita e Spiritualita, were presented on the solemn day on which the whole Salesian world celebrated the 205th anniversary of Don Bosco's birth. The event took place on the hill of the same name in the presence of Rector Major Father Angel Fernandez Artime, his vicar Father Stefano Martoglio of the Councillor for the Mediterranean region, Father Juan Carlos Perez Godoy, Father Enrico Stasi and Father Leonardo Mancini, who took turns these days at the helm of the special circumscription of Italy, Piedmont and Valle d'Aosta. These booklets collect the activity of a group of people, priests, consecrated men and women, lay people who work at Colle Don Bosco to welcome the many pilgrims who visit Giovannino Bosco's childhood places. The quarantine period was an opportunity to reflect and answer the question: what sort of visit to propose and offer to groups of pilgrims who will return to the hill to see, learn, pray and get spiritually enriched? Hence, the idea of creating a series of parts dedicated to those who want to have a deeper knowledge of the places where the Lord and the Virgin Mary, through the 9-year-old Giovannino Bosco's dream, showed him his field of work, nourishing in time the desire to help young people, especially the poor and abandoned. The Salesians of Don Bosco in AGL are projecting increased emergency cases as COVID-19 persists and sees an upsurge in the number of people testing positive these days. For instance, in Rwanda, the new guidelines emphasize the need to allow only the smallest number of people at the workplace, 30%, while others are advised to stay at home and work from there where it is possible. The administration also prohibits persons' movement with the curfew hours starting from 7 p.m. until 5 a.m. every day. Inter-provincial movements for those using public transport have been banned. Many businesses continue to suffer since the COVID situation has decreased. Young people are still obliged to stay at home while waiting for the reopening of schools on the date which is not yet known, and parents are struggling to provide for the families during these challenging times. Santiago Corrales Rodriguez is a young past pupil of Don Bosco from Colombia and former president of the Eco Club of the Don Bosco Technical Institute in Panama City. Here, he offers his testimony on the current challenge of the environment and its relationship with the Salesian charism. On 30th August, the Salesians of the parish of Mary Help of Christians in Skava, with the current parish priest Father Tadius Zamara belonging to the Krakow province PLS, celebrated 100 years of presence in the city. The Eucharist was presided over by Cardinal Stanislaw Ziwis, Archbishop Emeritus of Krakow, and concelebrated by Father Marcin Kanowski, provincial of PLS, and by various Salesians. The establishment and development of the Skava parish was inseparably linked to the arrival and presence of the sons of Don Bosco. On 1st October 1942, during the dark period of the Second World War and the occupation, the Metropolitan Curia of Krakow issued a decree establishing the parish of Mary Help of Christians in Skava at the church built with its own fund and donations from the faithful. With the consent of the Holy See, the leadership of this parish was entrusted to the Salesian congregation. This historic event was preceded by almost 20 years of presence of the Salesians, who arrived in Skava for the first time in 1920 and with the religious house since 1924. On Saturday, 29th of August, Sanjin Jurek, Marco Magic Mazul and Joseph Tafra of Croatian Salesian province of St. John Bosco gave their perpetual vows. The Holy Mass was presided by Father Tihomir Sutalo, Provincial, in Mater Libertatis Sanctuary in Zagreb. Families and friends of Zanzin, Marco and Joseph gathered for this important day together with young people from oratories and members of the Salesian family. On 26 August, Monsignor Esteban Maria SDB, Bishop of Vietma, presided over the Eucharistic celebration on the occasion of the 134th anniversary of the birth of Blessed Seferino Namuncura, the first indigenous blessed in South America. The celebration took place in the parish Nuestra Senora del Carmen, the first parish in Patagonia where Seferino's baptismal certificate is kept. On the occasion, moreover, the 140th anniversary of the arrival of the Salesians in the land dreamed of by Don Bosco was celebrated. The students and staff of the Don Bosco Technological Institute DBTI celebrated the 205th birthday of St. John Bosco on 27 August. The celebrations, postponed due to restrictions for the containment of the pandemic, took place with two masses celebrated in the gymnasium and in the Shrine of Mary Help of Christians, and featured various games and recreational activities. Embracing the silence, discovering meditation, learning to pray. It is vital, but how can we awaken the search for spirituality and meaning in young people? Our world, filled with activity, noise, information, and ongoing requests, arouses the fear of emptiness. The internet and the smartphone try to overcome this fear of nothingness. Media professionals know it well. There must be no empty space or the audience will change the channel. The young people queuing at the school canteen can't stop talking or alternatively remain glued to their MP3 player, mobile phone, their pocket video game. The result? They no longer know how to face themselves. Silence is frightening because it raises existential questions. Why do I live? Where am I from? Where must I go? We are afraid of these questions because there are no ready answers. Don Bosco College of Engineering DBCA Fatoda Training and Placement Cell together with Alumni Committee held a webinar on pursuing MBA in India as part of the webinar series on higher studies and competitive exams on August 29, 2020. Alumni Mamatha Manu and MBA graduate from Goa Institute of Management with over 2 years of professional experience in Tangentia Company as human resources was the resource person. Topics such as why choose MBA as an option after engineering was addressed in detail. A mock MBA question and answer session was also held to give the students a practical understanding. Don Bosco College of Engineering DBCE Fatoda Training and Placement Cell held a webinar on higher studies abroad as part of the webinar series on higher studies and competitive exams after engineering for students of Don Bosco College of Engineering on August 29, 2020. The talk was delivered by Mr. Suhas Tendulkar and Ms. Kamini Vidisha. Suhas Tendulkar, an electrical engineer and management graduate from XLRI Jamshedpur with over 18 years of experience in companies like the Don Bosco Development Society DBTS, in association with its implementing partner Don Bosco Coven, reach out to more than 2,000 poor and needy villages. This distribution of relief kits containing ration for a month, toiletries and hygiene kits was financially supported by the Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development Germany and Don Bosco Mondo Bonn Germany. Through this project, DBTS along with its various partners helped more than 11,000 poor and needy in the villages of Gujarat. Don Bosco College of Engineering DBCE Fatoda Training and Placement Cell held a webinar on preparation for UPSC exam as part of the ongoing webinar series on higher studies and competitive exams on August 30, 2020. IFS Aniket Vanve and IAS Dr. Sneha Gitte were the resource persons. The speakers covered topics on various options available in civil services. Sharing their experiences, the speakers addressed issues on the preparation for UPSC examination and also the interview procedure. After an interesting question-answer session, the resource person suggested that the students should read newspapers every day and update themselves with current affairs. Season of Creation 2020 is an annual ecumenical event held from 1st September to 4th October and is meant to be a time of prayer and action in favor of a common home. This year's focus is to consider the integral relationship between rest for the earth and ecological, economic, social and political ways of living. The theme of Season of Creation 2020 is Jubilee for the Earth. The Don Bosco Development Society (DBDS), in association with its implementing partner Don Bosco Coven, reached out to more than 2,000 poor and needy villagers. This distribution of relief kits containing ration for a month, toiletries and hygiene kits was financially supported by Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development Germany and Don Bosco Mondo Bonn Germany. Through this project, DBDS, along with its various partners, helped more than 11,000 poor and needy in the villages of Gujarat. Fathers Mavron and Charles, along with the staff, successfully executed this task, traveling from village to village doing the COVID-19 relief work. Father Rolvin De Mello, Executive Director, DBDS, speaking on the occasion, thanked Federal Ministry of Economic Cooperation and Development Germany and Don Bosco Mondo Bonn Germany for their continued support. Khodiyar Self-Help Group in Singhali village of Kaparvanj block in Kheda district, Gujarat is situated just 7 kilometers away from Kaparvanj town. Formed on December 3, 2013 with the help of Shantaben Nanabhai Rathod by Drishti field animator Jayshriben Solanki of happy memory, with 15 members and a saving of Rs 50 per woman, this SHG meets once a month. The Khodiyar SHG soon became the most active SHG and became a group of women who were in the forefront to provide access to 60 beneficiaries under the Food Security Act. In 2018, the then Mumbai Salesian Provincial Father Godfrey D'Souza also visited this SHG and commended them for their stellar example of assessing entitlements. As per the guidelines of SHGs, they began to interloan within the group. In the last 6 years, as per the need of the members, various loan amounts were disbursed with regular payback of interest and savings. 3 women, Vinaben, Ranjanben and Sagunaben, stand out as examples, for they managed to take loans thrice and also paid back the same after purchasing cows, seeds and other agricultural materials. They managed to increase their standard of living by getting an additional income from their investment. Other women purchased sewing machines after taking a loan from this group. Earlier, most of these women were in the clutches of the money lender, where they had to pay more interest and had to mortgage their jewelry. A collaborative venture by Don Bosco Youth Services DBYS Matunga Mumbai and the Archdiocesan Value Education Center AVEC that coordinates education in the schools affiliated to the Bombay Archdiocesan Board of Education ABE is circulating prayer services, mass animations and other animation resources for the Season of Creation starting from 1st September and ending 4th October 2020. The theme for the Season of Creation 2020 is Jubilee for the Earth. One of the most important elements of the earth is water. Water popularly represents life. It can be associated with birth, fertility and refreshment. In a Christian context, water has many correlations. Most of our sacraments use water for purification and life. Water has the power to purify, to provide deliverance, and it can also destroy evil and enemies, as in the stories of the flood, Book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 17, and the flight of Israel from Egypt, Book of Exodus, chapter 14, verse 1 to 15 and 21. Christ walked on water and transmuted it into wine are acts that can be seen as a transcendence of the earthly condition, states Bishop Alvin D. Silva, in charge of the Archdiocese of Bombay Justice and Peace Commission, Coordinator, Prison Ministry and Secretary, Federation of Asian Bishops, Conferences FABC, Climate Change Desk and Human Development Office. There are many reasons why the Don Bosco Technical Institute DBTI in Port Moresby has launched an integrated waste management plan. The motivation for this plan spawned from two key places: the call of Pope Francis, who established 2020 as a special year dedicated to the encyclical Laudato Si, and the Strena for 2020. In choosing good Christians and upright citizens as the theme, Rector Major Father Angel Fernandez Artime has underlined the importance of concrete initiatives for the care of the environment. The goal of the waste management plan that DBTI has set is to become zero waste. The focus is therefore on the conservation of resources, responsible production, and the resource of waste materials. We have come to the end of today's edition. Thank you for being with us. See you again tomorrow at the same time in the same channel.
Dear young filmmakers, we cannot think of our world without stories, without color, sound and imagination. Don Bosco Pravahini Hyderabad invites you to unleash your creativity and inject life, hope and color to this gloomy phase of our planet today through the Colors of Life Short Film Festival 2020. Two wonderful and fitting themes for your filmmaking consideration are Save Nature, Save Future and Life in COVID. Don Bosco organization is with you to promote and accompany you in your filmmaking journey. Make a change right here, right now. Dear young filmmakers, we cannot think of our world without stories, without color, sound and imagination. Don Bosco Pravahini Hyderabad invites you to unleash your creativity and inject life, hope and color to this gloomy phase of our planet today through the Colors of Life Short Film Festival 2020. Two wonderful and fitting themes for your filmmaking consideration are Save Nature, Save Future and Life in COVID. Don Bosco organization is with you to promote and accompany you in your filmmaking journey. Make a change right here, right now. Dear young filmmakers, we cannot think of our world without stories, without color, sound and imagination. Don Bosco Pravahini Hyderabad invites you to unleash your creativity and inject life, hope and color to this gloomy phase of our planet today through the Colors of Life Short Film Festival 2020. Two wonderful and fitting themes for your filmmaking consideration are Save Nature, Save Future and Life in COVID. Don Bosco organization is with you to promote and accompany you in your filmmaking journey. Make a change right here, right now. Dear young filmmakers, we cannot think of our world without stories, without color, sound, and imagination. Don Bosco Pravahini Hyderabad invites you to unleash your creativity and inject life, hope, and color to this gloomy phase of our planet today through the Colors of Life Short Film Festival 2020. Two wonderful and fitting themes for your filmmaking consideration are Save Nature, Save Future and Life in COVID. Don Bosco organization is with you to promote and accompany you in your filmmaking journey. Make a change right here, right now. Dear young filmmakers, we cannot think of our world without stories, without color, sound, and imagination. Don Bosco Pravahini Hyderabad invites you to unleash your creativity and inject life, hope, and color to this gloomy phase of our planet today through the Colors of Life Short Film Festival 2020. Two wonderful and fitting themes for your filmmaking consideration are Save Nature, Save Future and Life in COVID. Don Bosco organization is with you to promote and accompany you in your filmmaking journey. Make a change right here, right now. Dear young filmmakers, we cannot think of our world without stories, without color, sound, and imagination. Don Bosco Pravahini Hyderabad invites you to unleash your creativity and inject life, hope, and color to this gloomy phase of our planet today through the Colors of Life Short Film Festival 2020. Two wonderful and fitting themes for your filmmaking consideration are Save Nature, Save Future and Life in COVID. Don Bosco organization is with you to promote and accompany you in your filmmaking journey. Make a change right here, right now.
Bye.